Oh, happy day. Mama jollof rice. Right up
Having worked with students for the past 2 years, I've come to discover that there are 3 seasons that students always look out for in the course of their academic pursuit. Number 1 is the matriculation period. Number 2 is what we call the FYB week, that precedes to the final year exam. Then number 3 is the signing out. Now, the matriculation welcomes them into the school. A very happy day for most persons. Then the FYB week. Now, this is a very strategic week for final years, and within this period is when they have special events like corporate day, old school day, sport JC day, cultural day, week and day kind of, and the other orishirishi events that now leads to the final year exams. Then they're signing out. But I've come to discover that this final year week has a lot to offer that a lot of students are not catching up to. And what is that? This should be a week where you should try to reflect and know how ready you are, not just for your final year exams, but for the world out there. How much have you built your personal skills? How much have you built your interpersonal skills? How much have you built your economic skills? How much have you built your can I also say financial skill, which is a subset of your economic skill? How well have you built your social skills? How much survival instinct have you been able to gather? And most importantly, as it still regards to personal skill, what skills have you learned? Because the truth is this, you are about going into the larger society where a lot of privileges are going to be definitely cut off because everybody now believes you're a graduate. So this should be a week where you should start to think on some of those things. Now, when it comes to personal skills, which I can also refer to as intra-personal skills, have you learned how to be assertive? When I mean assertive, I don't mean to be rude. Have you learned how to viably present your point with facts, not being waylaid or flickering as though you don't know what you are saying? Cautiously, how assertive are you? Can you stand up and make a case for yourself and win the case without throwing out some emotional tantrums? How authentic are you? Have you built your authenticity skills? If there's anything like authenticity skills, but you get the point I'm trying to pass across. How authentic are you? How well have you discovered yourself that you can now flawlessly allow your personality to find expression within you and not trying to copy? How much have you learned the skill of building trust? Not just trust amongst people now, yourself, intra. The truth is that a lot of us don't even trust ourselves. That's the truth. You don't trust yourself because you've not made it an intentional journey for yourself. Next, I want to talk about how have you built your emotional intelligence? Are you emotionally stable? That's a question you need to ask yourself during this week. The next thing you need to ask yourself, how resilient are you? Are you really resilient? Can you stand tough times? This is a question you should be asking yourself in this week. And it's the next point I want to raise, how do you manage your time? How do you manage your time? So dear final year, it's very important that you take this week to do this analysis. And most importantly, how much depth have you built as it concerns your spiritual conviction? This is a week you should try to ponder on these things. I'm not saying that you shouldn't, enjoy the week, but as you enjoy the week, try to reflect. This is a week you should reflect. Keep reflecting, because after this week, what comes next now is your final year exam. And after your final year exam, project comes up. For some of us, we go for NYC service. But after that, reality hits you stark naked. Nothing. So by then, you will know how well you've built your interpersonal skill, how well you built your intrapersonal skill, how well you built your economic skill, how well you built your spiritual convictions. Because sincerely, when the tire hits the road, you get to know why that saying goes that you don't train the soldier in the battlefield, you train him before he goes into the battlefield. So please, try to be sober this period. Try to reflect. Are you ready for the world out there? Are you ready for the world?